as per the rule set.
All right, thank you, Zyrene. We are into game 2 for picks and bans. And let's see what phase 1 has. Darshan still getting hit on the carries as Camille comes out. Caitlyn from the side of Counterlogic Gaming this time. See how they feel coming into game 2. Obviously, see the Emperor will have a few more champions to put in that 80 carry spot. It doesn't just have to be the Caitlyn, and that is by their own hand. It's taking all of their time to figure out what they can get out of this next pick and ban phase, and Shen is there for, or second ban, I should say.
Yeah, and I don't assume Counterlogic Gaming will ban the Lulu. They'll probably pick it for themselves first if they can. The Rumble ban away from Immortals, kind of lining up with what they were looking to not have picked last time. I think Rengar, Lulu, Graves, all still very first pickable right now. Very dangerous champions. The fact that the Caitlyn is on the table and the Rengar ban comes through means that Counterlogic Gaming.
Great.
Okay, so yeah, I think you first pick Lulu here. You go no-brainer.
Is that Lulu?
Or if, oh my God, all right.
Wowzer.
Maybe.
Preference?
Maybe. It's just
Maybe he takes it.
that Joey may not be very adept on that champion. It's a question because that's definitely going to give it over to Immortals.
Still makes the lane not as volatile, but you're still going to get poked by Help Picks and Glitter Lance. Doesn't hurt as much as a Karma Q.
Yeah, but it means you get Karma yourself, and I assume that they're saying
we were thinking that
the difference in the top lane or top tier in jungle with Rengar Graves off the table is Gragas might be next for both of these junglers in terms of how much you help your team and tankiness. But yeah, it just goes back to what he had last time. And so really, CLG not getting anything out of this draft that they didn't have last time, whereas Immortals are going to pick up the Lulu for their troubles. You can see all smiles for the team that's already locked in playoffs.
Yeah, it's a good point. Hardly any pressure here for these guys as they had to make some changes this week. Karma does get that lock in. It might just steal the bot lane that Immortals had last time to keep it nice and safe, but it's going to actually be the Ashe lock in. This was banned by Counterlogic Gaming last game.
Yep. Banned in their second round after they had picked up the Caitlyn for themselves. But the Caitlyn ban came through on their own side because they wanted to first pick the Gragas. And that's the Nautilus locked in very quickly for Immortals. Another top lane Nautilus picked here in their second round. Making sure that Flame is on one of those tanks when Rumble is banned away, when Camille is banned away. And the Fiora ban as well from Immortals. So throw that out, even though I have a feeling that Darshan didn't really want to play that again.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks when that happens, but the teams should be aware. Syndra ban, same thing as last time for Counterlogic Gaming, but it was the Syndra and the Ashe. And no Zyra ban will come out this time either.
Let's see if that Zyra is going to be anywhere on the ban list.
I wonder if Immortals will go for Aurelion Soul ban here, but they do get last pick, so they would be able to counter with whatever they think is suitable.
This would be a pretty awesome composition for CLG. Do get an Aurelion Soul in. Having anything global along with another global, pretty strong.
Yeah, I feel like you just don't risk it against Counterlogic Gaming.
Globals in general.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of chances to play against Aurelion Souls or ones that are even as good as Huhi's.
Yeah.
I mean, his name is pretty much becoming synonymous with Aurelion Soul. I saw a thread that was like, hey, it's Aurelion Soul's birthday the other day. And people were like, happy birthday, Hui. No, it's not how it works.
It's like Kleenex. Yeah, that's a tissue. It's like
yeah.
Aurelion Soul. That's a Hui. So we have Ezreal getting locked out from the side of Immortals. What will it be? What will it be? Cody's son showing
Lucian?
the beauty of Urgot.
I think it's Lucian.
Said Lucian earlier in the start of this series. But back to the Varus.
Varus plus Lulu normally wouldn't have been a really good combo, but now you have a decent amount of wave clear with the Varus, with the Q, but you're not going for those lethality builds as often anymore. The higher win rate builds are those crit builds, the auto attack based builds, when Lulu will give you more bonus attack speed with her W, with her Whimsy, giving you a little bit more oomph there. And Fizz, blind pick for Huhi.
People forget about Varus's passive attacks.
Wait, actually, that might not be for Huhi. Could be a top lane Fizz.
Absolutely. Darshan's been trying to play carries. He has 2 banned out against him. Why wouldn't he try to pick a third one? And that's going to be possibly a Jace lock in for the mid lane.
Or Double flex.
Or it's Afro mid.
But yeah, you can play Bruiser, Fizz top lane. You can play Jace in both of them. Darshan has Teleport and Ignite, which is a throwback to back when you would play Fizz in the top side.
His little changes make him pretty powerful.
Yeah, the DPS, the overall DPS, because of the W, it ticks 3 times instead of 4, I believe, and which means that the DPS is increased by about 33%, and so you just end up, doing more damage if it's a prolonged fight. And last pick, Vladimir here for Pobelter, and so they have until 20 seconds on the clock to swap around their champions and discuss who's going where. But I think you're taking some Ignites for Counter Logic Gaming.
Yikes, this setup though. Darshan could have a lockdown character. Fishing with Chum the Water is locked down by a cask, displaced into an arrow. Gonna be a tough game for IMT to sort out positioning in these fights. But if they're ahead in the early game, then they don't have to be worried about anything. They start the fights just like they did last time. They pummel through a 14,000 gold lead to end game 1 for Immortals. So if you can get that momentum rolling again, you will have no trouble. Early, mid, or late.
See if they're able to get it going again. That bottom lane is going to be a little bit rougher, though. Trying to get an advantage from. They do have the Karma. They have the Ashe. They have substantial wave clear. And now we know the Fizz will be in the top lane here for Darshan. The first top lane Fizz in North America. We'll see if he goes for the Bruiser build. I don't assume it's an AP one, but no, it's something he can get a large advantage with if he starts going off. That's going to be a very heavy physical damage-based composition for Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah, lots of fighting, too. Just at the last second, I looked over before they loaded into the splash screen, and Joey had changed from Exhaust to Ignite. Kill lanes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Everybody's taking those Ignites ever since the Exhaust nerf.
Yeah.
Even Vladimir's got it because Ghost was nerfed.
Gotta be careful with that, don't burn yourself. We're getting into game 2 here. It is Counter Logic Gaming versus Immortals. CLG looking to stay in this series. Immortals need these victories to look for that playoff spot.
Yep, win will not get Immortals into the playoffs just yet. They still have to play Dignitas tomorrow, and pending the results of the FlyQuest matchups, we'll see what happens there. Cody-san taking Fervor of Battle here, so definitely a very auto-attack-based build for him will be coming through. Wonder what he'll go for. I've seen some Blade of Rune King builds. I've seen some crit builds on the Varus. And the reason that people build attack speed on him isn't just because lethality is not as good anymore for him or the nerfs to his Q. It's also that his passive got buffed a few months ago now when he got slightly changed to give him bonus attack speed based off of his bonus attack speed he already has. So it will compound on itself.
If you like attack speed?
It has a bonus attack
have
speed.
some attack speed.
Exactly. It's a bonus attack speed ratio on something that gives him that bonus attack speed. So building it gives you more. It was to encourage him to be more of an auto attacker, less of the Legolas build. And so now he's fitting more into that design area here.
It's an interesting feel as well, because if you're not like a Varus player, you may not even realize that's happening when you kind of kill a unit and figure out that that attack speed is coming in.
Feels good, though.
But it feels good when you're able to use it, understand where you need to be positioning, and get a few extra shots in.
Feels good, man.
See how Cody does. Looks like quiet starts on the home front for everybody. A little bit of a pull towards Raptors and a blue start for Dardoch.
Yep.
No pull, though, so they're in the bot lane, not showing it.
Yeah, you just want lane advantage here, right? And now Joey's already taken about half HP worth of damage. He's going to have to blow a potion super early. But you can tell Immortals are putting a lot into having a lane advantage or a shove advantage. So they don't even leash for their junglers on the bottom side of the map.
Yep.
They just want to be in that bush. They still don't get shove advantage either.
They're like, how's it feel now? Push you into the turret. Grabbing that Karma up.
Man, it
After
feels bad.
making sure he can hit the volleys. It does feel really bad. Even Ole going up with a shield. Almost blasted out by the inner flame.
Yep.
Hail of arrows actually starts to push them back.
Ignite already down.
Creates a bit of a zone. Now onto Ole. Looking for that heal if it comes in from Cody's son. Used on one side. There it is. They come out for both. They got to keep the fight going. Aframu trying to get closer. It looks like Cody's son's just going to have
Wins level 2, there it is.
400 HP between both members until that level came up of Immortals. Flashes are still there for both members on either side.
Just blowing everything there to try and push them off the wave, have superior minion wave advantage, and get level 2 first. Aphromoo, though, does have the Warlord's Bloodlust, so he'll heal himself a little bit. It's actually very minor the first few levels. Darshan, let's talk about this as well, because this is a lane where he's got that Corrupting Potion. Hasn't used any charges of it.
There it is.
There we go. First one comes through. But he has Ignite, and he also has Grasp of the Undying. So we're looking at a Bruiser Fizz build here. We've seen it in Europe a little bit. Wonders played it. And it can be rather effective, but it's not that same bursty Fizz.
Kyoko Siege.
And
able to get his cannon minion, start things off 21 to 15. That top lane 23 to 13 here in the bottom with all the fighting they did early.
And you can see Cody-san already about 3/5, even 3/4 of the way up in terms of HP, whereas Aphromoo still struggling to get back to full. There are no potions bottom, but still flashes. Makes it a really interesting lane, because usually a jungler will be like, no flashes, I'm on my way. But no potions, you usually don't say, I'm on my way. But you could force them back, though, if you do get any even damage on them.
Both privy to the timing of ignites and heals. They should come up at the same time so they can let each other know. Piercing arrow, not as effective as before. See that fall off due to the change. And Joey doing nice trading between Ole and Cody-san. The pressure from them has not kind of turned him around this game.
And because Joey and Aphromoo have been under turret this whole time, they haven't had opportunities to get wards down. You can see Aphromoo still has a ward able to be placed. Xmithie's going to come down to the bottom side. He's going to run into Dardoch, though. A good hop away.
Good thought from Joey as well to come back. CLG trying to work together a little bit more every time they get a chance. As Dardoch returns to that jungle, it looks like Pobelter having Googie pushed into no mana gives them a bit more aggression. Bot getting pushed in, Xmithie can't help. Mid's getting pushed in, Xmithie can't help.
Yeah, everybody kind of taking their own CS hits. The top lane's the only one that really is kind of even here. Whereas mid lane, Pobelter has a pretty big advantage for himself. The tier back comes through. Look at this, flash forward, try and get the slow. Dardoch, look for Afro.
He hits it, safeguard out. Only one shot comes through, and not much you can even do as a support in that situation. First kill coming through for Dardoch.
Dardoch again, first blood. Got it in the previous game. When it goes the other side of the map, and this has been a fighting lane back and forth. And you see Aphromoo, looks like he might be going for Blade of the Ruined King, Runaan's build for Ashe. We've been seeing this a little bit more. Blade of the Ruined King, Runaan's Hurricane, and a Black Cleaver to top it all off. All right, let's go high level right now. Joey could have flashed in front of that Q. Unlucky, man.
Oh,
no.
Glitter! Taken down, and in this instance, both wards are up for Aphromoo and Joey.
Yeah.
And they had just seen Dardoch bot. They had pushed up past Tri-Brush and still didn't get that vision down yet.
Yeah, it just looked like a desync there, too,
Yeah.
where Aphromoo wasn't quite back to lane after dying. Xmithie, up on the top side. They're trying to stay in front of the anchor, so he's forced to flash.
Pops himself. Ooh, almost gets the anchor toss, but a playful booster from Darshan. And they are just on the top side of that Sonic Wave. Pushing the mid lane from Huhi. That was even a roam from Pobelter. We'll see this one fully.
Yeah, that's a one-on-one there. Joey had to use his Ignite previously to try and get a counter kill. But he goes down there to Ole, and that's a kill for the bloodthirsty support.
A solid giggle should do the trick, right? Another head towards top lane, hoping Darshan might use Chum the Waters as he just comes up around 6. Still down though. Maybe just here to see what Xmithie might be trying to put down for a counter gank. Immortals getting a bit more confident with their roaming up towards the river here. You can see Cody-san is actually alone in the bot lane right now. Ole is just on party duty with everyone else.
Yeah, he's got mobility boots super early in the game instead of a sight zone, so he gets to roam around and run around at hyperspeed looking for ganks, looking for any opportunity where somebody wouldn't expect him to be there. It's kind of the thing you notice when you're playing in high solo queue, even in like Diamond 1, the difference between a Diamond 1 support and the support that is in Challenger or Masters is the one that roams around and just the top laner goes, why is he here? How is he here? After every back, he'll try something and like gank mid lane from the top side of the river, and you're just like, why is he there? It's that big early game snowball. Like I've sometimes had Afromu in my games randomly, like, what is he doing here? And he'll just play Morgana, roam to bottom lane, and then roam to top lane through the lane and throw a binary. It's like, what is he doing here?
By the way, 5-minute top support gank.
Oh yeah, it's frustrating, it'll tilt you.
Flame finding another gank, getting out quite easily. That's the second time he's found himself under pressure and just been able to kind of walk out. His sums being down as well means nicely diffusing what CLG is trying to put on the Rift right now. Whoa. That is one dangerous ward clear. They decide to actually not go on it. A nice push in from Cody Sun and Ole here, and CLG has to respect it.
They have to run because Pobelter.
Oh, Chain of Corruption. Joey tries to stay just out of range, but in range to help. There's almost no saving Afromu or himself from these ganks. IMT is just putting too many members down there.
Yeah, the flash Chain of Corruption there from Cody Sun. This will be the bottom turret being the first turret that goes down again here. Immortals, first blood to Dardoch, first turret, bottom side again.
Moving very quickly on their advantages to not give CLG a time to react. Fuhi to start off and engage here. Pobelter should be able to get out in some form. He would have been either a pool to the rest of his team or just healing himself back up. Mid lane push from Fuhi here isn't really getting him the lead, but could get damage on that turret for a later opening of the map.
Yeah, it's actually interesting how the builds are going as well for everybody. Cody Sun and Afromu are investing in a Blade of the Ruined King first. That item is just so powerful. It's kind of like the old Bloodthirster where people really wanted lifesteal and they would build Bloodthirster first. This gives you access to a decent amount of lifesteal very early in the game. The attack speed is kind of a multiplicative stat. You'll wait until you have other things that go on top of that. Which is why like the original Blade of the Ruined King maybe wasn't as desirable. But also Executioner's Calling in the mid lane very early for Fuhi.
Yeah.
So his build is going to take a while before it gets a lot of damage. But he's building to kind of counter the lifesteal that you'll have from the Varus, but also just the lifesteal that you'll have just from being against Vladimir. So specifically for lane, an incredibly early Executioner's Calling. I would actually say probably one of the earliest, if not the earliest, we've seen this split.
Mark it down. We'll write it in. Also feels good when you have these a build, say for, as we said for Cody Sun, and how sometimes the builds can change. When you do see your opponent going for a lifesteal or something, you can almost match, right? Especially since it's not too much of an expensive build. Sometimes you'll be like, oh no, I can only get a pickaxe to that BF sword. A little bit easier this time around, and it feels real good, like you said, to have that lifesteal early. 11 minutes coming up on the clock for this. 3K in the favor of Immortals. They slowly press their advantages here. Looking for a first Ocean Drake. They had 3 last game. Keeping that pretty consecutive for themselves.
Let's see what the next one is afterwards, too. It could be more of the same. Smithy in the area. Joey on the other side. Might be a flank here. Oh, arrow on Cody Sun.
Smithy very low. Pobelter actually onto Fuhi. Afromu in a bad spot as he gets kicked in right next to Cody Sun. Follow-up damage finally comes through. Charges up that piercing arrow, and a kill for Dardoch goes in. Smithy limps away from this. Darshan TP was used as well, so that pressure on the top turret is lost.
And there is absolutely no mercy from Immortals on this bottom lane. Last game, it was the 6 deaths for Joey. Yeah. Now, we already see Afromu 3 of the 4. And Joey's the other one. It's just this bottom lane getting destroyed. Darshan's doing well on the top side of the map. Up about 30 CS for himself. Did math correctly this time.
Well done. I see the calculator there.
What?
I'm just kidding.
You calling out my abacus, bro?
500 gold lead for Darshan, actually, on that top side. And you can see the rest of the leads in here. Dardoch getting himself pretty buffed up here in the early game. Team's behind him on these picks. He feels good if he can get in, kind of make a few of those star power plays that builds his confidence in the game, and he plays that much better. It's kind of like he charges up throughout the entire game.
He's heating up.
He's a better Dardoch. Yeah, he's heating up. He's on fire.
Yeah. Dardoch, though, getting those first bloods definitely sets him off on the right foot. He gets snowball. 2 kills at the moment for himself. Blade of the Ruined King complete for Cody Sun, who has one of those other kills. But then the solo kill was that Ole kill. Hold on, trying to change it up here. Ash arrow from the bush, almost. Hold on, wait, that's... I didn't say ash arrow. I meant the carrot.
Gets the carrot. Kind of looked like a pizza for a second. But he gets him with the carrot. That's good, though. You need to eat your vegetables. Cody Sun did use heal to get out of that one. CLG finally starts to put a mark on the board here. That's actually the first kill. But where'd it go? Darshan, the one they've been trying to get on these carries. See if they can keep the pressure. Wards are there somewhat. IMT's moving in with power here, so they could be able to push CLG off.
Yep. Darshan has a Sheen, so this turret will take a decent amount of damage here. Flame will push out the bottom side of the map. No teleport available, so this is Dardoch just trying to buy time as Pobelter tries to get in position, and they wait. Hold on, right in the bad position.
This little dance out, Pobelter has been trying to get through this red buff area for the past 15 seconds. Saw Huki, tried to go right, and then got pinched by Afro. The warding has paid off for CLG, and they get another one.
Man, I thought we didn't have a crowd in here for a while. Everyone was so silent when Immortals was winning these games. Now, with that, a kill back.
Dardoch silencing Joey on that one. Slows him down with the barrel, making sure he has Xmithy on the cask, belly flop back. Able to stop any more auto attacks to come through.
Here comes Ole.
Oh,
the monstrous support.
Whimsy was used, so he doesn't have that speed up just yet.
Boots
also
are gone.
gets slowed. Yeah, boots are not. He is done for the chase. Blade of the Rune King finished up for Cody's son. Saw that being used for him, as he's still getting pieced together for Aframu. But the kills and assists are starting to trickle in for CLG.
Yeah, the kill onto Huhi there, keeping himself one in that. Picking it up on Pobelter. Black Cleaver looks like it'll be what's in store for him as the first item here off that phase. And I like that because I was talking about it on Champion Select. This is pretty much an all physical damage composition. It's not like having an Elise jungle where you can go the Meteos route and have so much AP and build some penetration. This is just Runic Echoes for the Gragas, and then he'll build tank. He'll do some percent HP with his W, but Drunken Rage is not enough to really be a huge amount there. They're looking for a nice little sneaky carrot. We'll see.
Will the waters be chummed? They will not.
Yeah, get him under turret and then maybe go for it then. It gives time though.
They do have no vision on Dardoch, so things may be tempered for just a moment. Top lane has Ole and Joey just kind of dancing about the two-step in the river here. Ward control seems to be Joey's way back into lane. Aframu is farming it out under turret, so not too much pressure actually created in that situation. Just a whole bunch of stopping the roams and making sure top lane is safe to farm. Minute and a half onto Mountain Drake. His focus might change for the teams here from that top lane.
And the game is kind of slowed down a little bit here, which is exactly what Counter Logic Gaming want, so they can scale up a bit, that they can get a little bit out of this hole, because Immortals are really just, they punish the bottom lane heavily. They've got about a 40 CS advantage for themselves. With their top lane, Darshan is kind of hanging on there. Darshan and Hui both trying to bring this game back for Counter Logic Gaming, using those solo laners, the guys, the regulars. Is Dardoch looking for something topside?
He's going to be patient about it. Cody's son still has a way to walk. And they see Ole right now, so that may actually be distracting CLG off of the play that's going to happen in the lane. That would have been a dead Aframu as they were focusing on Ole. Chain of Corruption goes back, no follow-up now, but
TPs.
A lot of ultimates being used left and right. That's Flame to come in.
Both cancel.
Yep. Darshan stays as he comes out of base.
No, but here comes Vladimir. Pobelter actually has inside track to flank underneath the turret. They have to get rid of this minion wave, and that's why they're not even going to give it to Ashe. They're just going to try to clear it out and now force them to go for a dive.
Even with the Ashe and the Karma, Immortals able to push through that wave, that turret. Now they get the kill onto Xmithy, all the way onto Aframu. Dardoch heard it in his head, do it. And he took it in. They are out clean on that one. Maybe a little hurt, but nothing they can't rush off. 28K to 24. Now they're taking down the top turret. Mid is the only one left for CLG's outer ring.
Yeah, based on the position there, Counter Logic Gaming overstayed. The minimap clearly showed that Pobelter was going to get there first. He didn't see him, and they had to take this into account. Great ultimate there from Pobelter, just increases the damage, and Aframu pretty much gets hit by 2 to 3 abilities there from 75% HP, and it's just gone. Whereas Counter Logic Gaming, now they're going to try to pick up this Drake constellation prize here.
They have a composition that could crush some turrets if they can reach it. More so would need to siege the composition to make it happen. Oh, Joey looks to be the odd man out in this one. Mountain Drake did go over to CLG as we saw. He had to flash out of the pit there. And now
Kick.
Smithy having to, oh,
Wow.
he gets the Sonic Wave to Resonating Strike, Blast Cone over. Dardoch can still connect this. The team is there. It might just be Flame to first tank. They're waiting for him to come in, and they're gonna wait. Ole takes the first one. They say, who wants it next? Dardoch, if he gets it, he goes down. He gets ping-ponged right back in. 1 for 1, but Smithy went down before, so an overall 2 for 1.
The way that the Jace Q, or the Jace E works is that it takes your position when it goes off. So even if you flash and he's already buffered the ability or it starts casting, if you flash to the other side of him, he's not gonna knock you to the other side of him. He's gonna knock you back to where you were. So it goes off of that direction, the direction Jace cast the spell in when it was first there.
It was interesting. Ole pulled off the turret as soon as the tanks got under, and you're like, wait a minute. So see, everybody had to flash out or get out down the bot, and the kills come through.
Yeah, Fish does not latch on to people anymore. That was one of the changes.
Right.
This right here, though, was so good from Dardoch. Doesn't go for the kick immediately, goes for the Q. Kick as the explosive cast comes out, knocks him back, and then he takes it right in the face.
Stinky feet.
That's how you die.
Back to the stinky feet? Back to the mid lane. Tarshan taking Krugs. His lane is pushed to the bot lane, so he is waiting patiently for Flame to bring that back in.
Yep.
Everything's kind of fundamentals right now, and those are in favor of Immortals. The wards are pushed up. Rift Herald is something we've actually been seeing a bit lately,
So
as it wasn't for the first half of the spring.
the funny thing was, is I was looking through Rift Herald stats a few weeks ago, and I was like, I wonder who takes the most, because there was like Rift Heralds per game, and Immortals, by far and away, actually took Rift Herald the most. And I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense when they have Flame and Dardoch, right? I'm like, it's Flame taking it all the time, saying, give me this Rift Herald buff, right? This game, in this series, is just Dardoch like, yo, popping off on Lee Sin, 6-1 and 3 is mine. Pre-20 minutes, when you get fed, you have the opportunity to do it.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he's doing here. The guy only missed out on 1 kill, and it was that solo kill by Ole on the bottom side of the map. Him and Ole have been pairing up and doing a great job. You can see their kill participation compared to everybody else. It's kind of a solo mission for Dardoch, and he's getting some support. Speaking of solo mission.
He feels strong. You can see the confidence in it, though. The walk back, the toying, kiting back. Won't be able to secure a red buff, but Immortals can kind of wrangle the CLG composition with one of their members. Kind of get him to walk to the beat of their own drum here. 5,000 gold in the lead, and just a little bit of pressure into the side of CLG's jungle is thwarted off. As Baron is now up, probably get some wards to the top side of the map here, but still mid and bot lane to be dropped on the side of Immortals. So gold for CLG is sitting right there.
Yeah, still 5,000 down, though, at 21 minutes. Immortals are just doing such a great job with these early game advantages off the back of Dardoch. Yeah, you don't have the vision control to really check on that top side, so you can see Counter Logic Gaming still playing it safe. Grouping as a whole. And playing off of that. They have teleport, both teams do. But Darshan, 2 levels up, level 14. He's kind of the advantage that CLG need to find a way to leverage here. He's going for Blade of the Ruined King second, so this is like that full on-attack, on-hit build from the Fizz here. He'll probably go with these 2 items, and then he'll start building towards, I assume, something like a Spectre's Cowl, maybe a GA. Get some resistances behind him.
He's got a tough task. The backline will not be an easy thing for him to get to.
I think he wants to split push a lot, too, so looking for some extra turret damage. He just needs to be able to beat Flame once he hits that point. It's kind of the critical mass for split pushers is, are you stronger than anybody else on the map, especially the person that was your lane opponent? A tank, not that easy to be incredibly strong versus them because they can play safe and play passive. But it also separates them from their team where they want that frontliner, they want that tank there. I actually think it hurts CLG a little bit more because they have that super fed member. Oh, he tried to do it. He tried to get in range.
Smithy comes over, focus on, Pole Belter flashes, gets the Tides of Blood in. He pulls quickly, solo 1v1. Aframu says draw, Cody's son does. And Aframu has to flash away on that one, even with the CC ults used. Now back to the top lane. It might just be feeding time, but it hardly even touches Dardoch. He eats the fish.
They're going to go for Baron here. Immortals, they want to close this out. They want to get that large advantage for themselves. Already 6,000 up. They let Joey go. It's going to be the Baron for the price. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe a contest. Joey's looking for something.
Ole has him on the back. A little too early without vision. A nice try, though. Whew. Joey backs out.
Another smite. Not quite on point there, but just trying to blow it up. Goes over to Ole. 19 health was the last number that we saw there.
Gotta strive to get the redemption, Baron.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying for it. Interrupted his recall. Joey tried to go for it there. Didn't throw like a mantra Q in, because I think he does that and he realizes that he's dead then, because they all go, wait, he's still behind the Baron pit.
We'll see this one more time.
Yeah.
Also was a miss, Shane.
Yeah, but right now, Cody Sun just has items up over him.
Yeah.
Has a full Phantom Dancer. And Darshan tries to kind of get this back.
Says, hit the guy that can deny me movement.
Yeah.
It's the wild growth, everything.
So wind
The
speed.
thing is Immortals has time to use that, with like wild growth on a solo player, because the fight they get next time may not need it. Trying to use these skills all willy-nilly. Pole Belter.
He lives.
Proto Belt. Nicely used there to get himself into a good situation to use Zanya's. You see Joey going down as he gets caught out. A quick close in by Immortals, just kind of swamp CLG in the bot lane. They're going to be able to take down this next turret.
Yep, just pushing straight through. They have the minion wave. Darshan on the top side of the map. Gonna have to just push in. He doesn't have teleport. They're just gonna give up a lot of their base here. Counterlogic Gaming kind of rolling over.
Smithy doing his damnedest to save Afro move, but he can't give any more crowd control other than the 2.
8-1 and 4 for Dardoch.
The ultimate gets saved for what could be a final fight in the base, but this may just be it. 30 seconds on the timers here. It's actually quite low for how early in the game we are, but Immortals is moving so quickly. That time may just be long enough.
This is looking good for Immortals. Large advantage themselves, above 12,000 now.
Yeah.
And you think about moving into tomorrow even for themselves. They're up against Dignitas. How do you exploit Dignitas? Probably that bottom lane, and also having a solid mid, and you have an active jungle. Try to keep Chaser down. Dardoch, if he performs like this, it's going to be a really interesting matchup against that Dignitas that's only dropped, I believe, 2 matches now in the second half.
Yeah.
Has been looking on the up and up. They're really kind of the ones in the way of Immortals having a playoff spot, but Immortals are in the way of Dignitas. That's going to be a spicy matchup.
Can't wait. We've seen both teams, like you said, doing well. The variables of Someday and Keen on that team have been kind of off the wall in their past few weeks. Still here, CLG fending off an incredibly strong Immortals, I should say, as we continue through this game. And also a good surge for Immortals to kind of get this kind of play.
He's going for it.
Control a lead nice and easy.
No assist. 9.
Don't touch him, it's
4.
mine. Alphamu goes down, and Dardoch finds it again.
I mean, Dardoch is actually building like Play the Ruined King too. They're just going for kills.
Alphamu instantly down. Flame is going to stand here and shake everybody's hand until the rest of the team can come and party. That's Nuhi going down. Joey's going to get taken 11. Could we get a triple kill here? Smithy to make it 12. And he connects the resonating strike. He can't even see it. It's amazing.
12-1 and 4 for Dardoch. It's going off this game, getting all of those kills. Got the first blood. He hasn't let up though.
The rest of the team riding this wave of power Dardoch has created since first blood, first turret, 2 consecutive games in a row on Counterlogic Gaming. And they're going to start some of the finishing touches on the final inhibitor turrets of the game. Aftermu and mid to keep the minion waves out, but it's about keeping Immortals out. They may not need minions at this point.
Yeah, Dardoch throwing those Qs out. You know he'll take them.
At this point, it's always taken.
Huh?
There it is.
We went in.
Almost can't even follow it, moving so fast. Another one onto Aftermu, takes him down before he can even get away. Pole Belter onto it, Smithy, to make sure he has no re-entry into the fight. And it's onto Hugi. What a hook from Flame between the turrets. Take him down as well. Pole Belter picks up another kill for himself. CLG's trying to find solace on the fountain as their Nexus turrets start to get a hit up. Cody Sun trailing into the base on the caboose, coming in slow to finish off with the team. And they will look for a few more kills, 21-4. 17,000 gold lead as the minions are the only one focused on the Nexus right now. Darshan now locked down. Joey trying to get back out, but he's in chains. And the turret, or the Nexus, finally falls. Immortals take down Chronologic Gaming, 2-0.
Huge brawl at the end there, but they're just going for blood. Dardoch ends the game, 13-2 and 5. putting the team on his back a bit there, but that was definitely a team effort from Immortals. The punishing of the bottom lane happened again, kept them a little bit under turret, was able to bring down Dardoch at the right time. Another first blood went over, and they really did prey on the fact that the CLG bottom lane hadn't worked together before. Substitution comes through and then a role swap. Not the best series for these guys. But Immortals looking better and better as the split has gone on.
Good to see them as well keep a steady head throughout these games. It was a little messy in the early game, especially sometimes on the bot side. Summoners being blown, 2v2 fights until level 3 coming in as they fight throughout the levels. But once they had that lead, the measures they took to gain more advantages, they didn't overreach, they didn't stay too long. They played a good fundamental game, even though they were far ahead the whole time.
Yeah, I like the trade bottom where everybody used their non-flash summoner spells just to try and stop CLG from getting level 2 first. And it actually worked for Immortals. They were able to get level 2 first and then continue to bully that lane a little bit and kept going back and forth. But then Jungler came in, Dardoch came in at the right time, they got some kills, and then it just seemed to kind of be a dropping of the ball there for Counterlogic Gaming.
Yeah.
But I feel as though, Counterlogic Gaming, they have already locked in a playoff spot for themselves. Don't know exactly what seed just yet, but Immortals, they moved to 8-9, the same record as Dignitas. So whoever wins for that matchup of Immortals versus Dignitas tomorrow, winner has a playoff spot.
Right. I think it could be a pretty versatile matchup. I want to say that because the mid laners have such, I'd say, diverse champion pools. They may play what each other play, but never kind of, I feel, on the same day, right? Keen's not going to take a Vladimir the same way Pole Belter would. Keen's going to go for that Azir or something else crazy. And so that, I feel, is going to be an awesome matchup.
Yeah, and you throw Talia in there, which we just saw from Pole Belter today, showing that he does play a lot of different champions. But the Lee Sin back-to-back for Dardoch, looking at the damage done in this game, the highest damage was the Vladimir with 17,985. Dardoch is actually only 300 behind that. So Dardoch did about 17,564 damage himself. So he's really close, really was all over the map this game. So I feel like Dardoch deserves a lot of credit for how that game went. I was looking at the scoreboard, and it was like Flame 0-0-1. It's kind of getting bodied in the top lane, 80 CS down, kind of the matchup, but he's holding the Fizz there. And Dardoch was doing everything else.
And really, that's kind of, they put Flame on Nautilus twice. Flame, be a gigantic tank on your own island in the top lane, and we'll see you when we need you. And his communication and coming into fights has been a lot better as well, especially in walking down situations where he still have his teleport after a fight. We see that happening a few times, which opens up more options for Immortals. It was interesting to see CLG favor that Gragas so much coming into this. Maybe it became the comfort of bot lane's going to be such a mix-up. We'll have that for Xmithie, and then we'll have comfort that can get around the map.
Yeah, it was really strange to see the high priority on the Gragas versus something like the Lulu, which a lot of teams are just first picking or banning away now. But it means that you're going to be playing against that Lee Sin again. And this Lee Sin kind of reminded me from Dardoch of when he first bust onto the scene, and there were those games where he's building like a brutalizer, right? He's building some armor penetration on Lee Sin, and he's just taking over the game. This is a game that made me harken back to that. It made me remember kind of when he was calling himself the freshest Lee Sin.
Well, there you go. So clean, so fresh, so clean. So for more on that win, let's check in with Kobe and Immortals bot laner.
That's right. We've got Cody's son